Thursday. My name is Jason Shea, founder and CEO of Sellafield, and today is my honor to have Seth with the Post Purchase Pro. And today we'll be doing a quick webinar about how to set up a tripwire for Amazon. And for the e-commerce business owner that's in the communities, I think this is going to be a valuable lessons as far as a lot of the strategy that we'll be sharing during today's webinar is not being taught anywhere else. So, Seth, you want to quickly talk about introduce yourself first?
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason. Thanks for having us. Like you said, I am one of the co-founders of Post Purchase Pro. We have done a lot of different things on Amazon. To give you some context, we launched 1,000 different products ourselves. We built 53 brands, and we sold 17 of them. And the strategy that we're talking about today is the Amazon Tripwire, and that strategy helped us break into markets that otherwise would have been really, really difficult. So here's the kind of high level view of what this looks like. So a tripwire is just like, how can you get somebody to engage with your company and get in your ecosystem at the very top level? So like, what's the easiest step for them to trip into your business, Jason? So as an example, we used to sell a memory foam bed pillow, and the bed pillow would sell for about $40. And it's a bigger pillow, or it's a bigger product, so we had to ocean freight it, and it was just kind of a hassle to move around. But we didn't go into the bed pillow market directly. We used a tripwire to access that more competitive market. So what we did, Jason, was we launched a sleep mask as our tripwire product, and we marked the product at break even, and we sold a lot of units, because if you mark a product at break even, now you have a competitive advantage in the marketplace, because you have a price advantage. So your conversion comes up, so you rank, and you can create a lot of sales really quickly. And here's the magic part, Jason. That tripwire product, the sleep mask, we knew that those people that were buying it were interested in sleep products. So we knew that though they would buy our pillow if we could just get that message in front of them. So what we did was we included a product insert, which is like a marketing device that goes along with the product, and it allowed people to come and opt into our list. So we gathered email addresses from our customers that bought the sleep mask, and then we would send out email promotions to those sleep mask buyers and have them buy our pillow. And here's what happened. We sold about 250,000 sleep masks, because
Well,
remember, we had a price advantage. We
yes.
captured 50,000 customer emails, Jason, and then we sent out email promotions to those 50,000 customers, driving them to our pillow product. And then they purchased our pillow product. Amazon ranked our pillow, and that pillow ended up doing about $300,000 per month in sales for us at a huge profit margin. But it wouldn't have been possible if we just jumped right into the pillow market. We had to use that tripwire sleep mask to then grow into the pillow market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, actually, this is a similar strategy I have done for my own business in the past. We have like a free plus shipping offer, which is like a very cheap product. They just need to pay
Yeah.
shipping. But it's like a similar idea, but the way I love how you implement it in the using Amazon ecosystem, which is a little bit different setup compared to like when you're marketing outside of Amazon. But I guess maybe if you want to also touch on like what are the product that you usually will try to create for a lot of the Amazon private label seller out there, what kind of product should they think about when they are trying to
Yeah.
create an Amazon tripwire
That's a
offer?
great question, Jason. And so, if you've been in e-commerce at all, then like you said, Jason, a lot of people use the Tripwire product as like a free plus shipping offer. So you've probably seen like, hey, get my free book and just pay shipping and handling,
Yes.
and that's a Tripwire product, because what's happening is when you buy that book, they're going to sell you a course or a piece of software or something like that. So they're selling you more things. We use this exact same process with Amazon. And so what you want to do, Jason, is you want to think about, what would my customer need directly before or after purchasing my hero product? So in our case, our hero product was the pillow. We knew that they wanted to sleep better, and people that buy sleep masks want to sleep better typically. So we picked out the sleep product, the sleep mask product, because it was high volume, but we knew we could get into it as using a low barrier. It wasn't going to cost us a lot. For instance, that product cost less than 80 cents to have manufactured. So I could get into that product really easily and create a lot of volume, because what you're trying to do is build a customer list that then you can build. You can build the customer list and then use the traffic to send back to your hero product. So what you want to think about is, what product can I find that complements my hero product, and that same customer would also buy my hero product. And then it's even better if you can move the product around really easily. So if it's lightweight and easy to ship, you're going to be able to move that inventory, because remember, all you're trying to do is generate a customer list. You're not really caring about the profit. So you're going to market at a very, very small profit, or like in our case, we just marked it at break even so we could generate more sales. So Jason, for your business, you could easily find a product, couldn't you, that your same exact customer would also buy. And if it was small and lightweight, and you could create an insert sticker or card that goes along with the product, then you could get their attention and have them come engage with you, and you could build a customer list to then use that traffic for free forever to launch any product you'd ever want. Does that make sense?
What is the main call to? I guess that I would just want to go down to a little bit of the details. So, for the people that's watching, they go out and implement. So, for the insert card that you're talking about, what is the main call to action on that insert card? So we can try to convince the people that buy on Amazon to also join our own list.
That's a great question. So, Jason, you have to put your marketing hat on for a second, and you have to step into your customer's shoes. So you have to think about, if I'm my customer and I open up this product, what would I have to see that would cause me to stop what I'm doing and take action and go opt in? And so it's going to be different for every single product that you sell. So a sleep mask customer is way different than a toy customer, right? So you have to think about, if I'm that customer and I see a sleep mask, well, there's no way I'm going to go register a warranty. So, right? I mean, it costs you $6. So then what we try to do is we always try to come from, how can we find value to deliver that is predominantly digitally delivered? So in the sleep mask case, I can't remember our exact offer because that was in 2014, but it was something like, hey, check out the top 7 ways to get more restful sleep and wake up more energetic every single day. Or we would stack up bonuses. Or like we talked about last week, we would also use we would use an affiliate product to provide value to our purchase. So for instance, you could, if you're selling a pizza cutter and you gave away a free Domino's pizza, well, the Domino's pizza is the reason why they're going to come and sign up on your list. Does that make sense? So you're using either typically digital value, or you're using affiliate product value that you can easily get in front of the customer when they buy the product. And then that list allows you to promote your hero product.
I see. Okay, thank you for pointing that out. And I think as part of your company's offer, you kind of help other e-commerce entrepreneur to facilitate that entire process as part of the services. Correct?
So we don't facilitate this. Is that what you're saying, Jason?
I mean, you facilitate the backend for app as far as app people opting in and creating and creating that post-purchase experience for the customer.
So if you're talking about us as a company, Post Purchase Pro, that's all we do, Jason, is we create the post-purchase marketing. So where we would kind of step in is, if you came to us with a sleep mask and you came to us with your pillow and you said, what should we do? Well, we would actually look at the sleep mask and look at the pillow and design an insert card that would go in each one, or an insert sticker, depending on what we've figured out works the best in the past. And then we would actually do all the work. We would actually build the funnel page that captures the email addresses. We would then create all the email marketing to promote your hero pillow product. So long story short, we're sharing the strategies with you guys that you can do yourselves, but we do this as a service. That's what we do at Post Purchase Pro. We actually design and build and create post-purchase marketing for Amazon sellers. So what that looks like is real email and real text marketing that goes back to your Amazon listings, because at the end of the day, Jason, Amazon rewards high quality external traffic in a huge way. So anytime you can take traffic that's external from Amazon, that would mean that it wasn't already on Amazon. It didn't come from an internal Amazon sponsored ad. It actually came from an external source. So it could be like a Facebook ad or a Google ad or a YouTube ad, or it could be, in our case, an email or a text message. And if I can get that traffic to land on your listing, Jason, then Amazon rewards you with more keyword ranking, whether the traffic converts into a sale or not. So we have an interview with an executive from Amazon where we actually recorded the call because it was so good. And he says, this is true. If you can show Amazon traffic that has already been proven to purchase, so i.e., an Amazon shopper that Amazon can identify, they track all of that with IP addresses and cookies. They know that you've purchased things on Amazon before, Jason. So if you land on my listing, they give me credit, and they give me credit with keyword ranking even if you don't buy. So that's why this strategy works so well, because if I'm taking that sleep mask customer and I'm taking them from an external source and I'm landing them back on my pillow listing, and Amazon saying, oh my gosh, this listing has a lot of demand and people are coming from outside of Amazon to buy or to look at this particular product. And so that's why we're able to rank so easily. It's kind of like a huge advantage that we didn't really know that was happening, but later on we figured out, that's why this is working so well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think sometimes I think this is a common issue with a lot of the e-commerce entrepreneurs, when they just think about the product, they didn't think about the different type of product they can offer in different pricing tiers. And just like you mentioned, if they have like for my brand, I do have a smaller product, but some of the product that other seller I talk to, they have like giant product. It might not make sense to use that as a tripwire for sure, but they should definitely look at other product that is complementary, like you just mentioned, and create that for a sole purpose of being a tripwire offer that you can potentially create a whole. We're pretty much trying to treat Amazon as an acquisition channel for the business instead of Amazon as the main thing, but that we can use it as one of the way to really complement our business as a whole. So I really like the strategy that you're sharing. So.
Yeah, and Jason, here's something that you can use to pour gas on that fire. So if you've been selling like a toy, for instance, and you want to launch another toy, you can go back and grab the data out of Amazon for all of your previous toy orders. You can get your customer data, and then you can use that data to match up an email address to. And if you do that, you create a list almost immediately without having to had an insert in that product the entire time. And typically, Jason, you can find 50% of those previous orders emails. So for instance, if you took 100,000 orders over the last 12 months, then using customer order data matching, you can actually find 50,000 real emails. And if that's the case, you have a 50,000 person list that you can use to then launch any product that you'd want. And the same benefits still apply. The Amazon still sees it as external traffic. They still know that it's high quality because it's a real Amazon shopper. You still make sales and conversions, and Amazon rewards you with more keyword ranking. So that's kind of like a little shortcut, is you can actually use that order data that Amazon gives you out of the back end and accelerate your list building. So this strategy, Jason, is really, really key. A couple things to think about is you have to have an insert or customer order data to build your list. You need to have something of value to give your customers, and that could be as simple as curating content from YouTube. Like go and find, like in my example, Jason, I said the top 7 ways to get better sleep for better rest and more energy. Well, go find the top 7 videos on YouTube and curate them for them and put them on a page and show them the top 7 ways. That doesn't have to be your content in the beginning. You just need to test it and see if it works. And so once you do this, Jason, then you just need an email service provider that would be like Aweber or MailChimp. And then you use that list to then send out simple email campaigns promoting your products. It works really, really well.
I see. And I guess some of the question, I got a question is, let's see, I got a question from a viewer actually. How do you get email from order history? Can you kind of explain a little bit about the process?
Yeah, so there's ways to get your customer's name and physical address from the orders that that you took on Amazon, and you can get it out of Amazon, and then you use the customer's name and physical address to then match up a real email address to, and that process is called email appends. So there's a couple little details that you have to get right. So if you'd like to discuss that more, you can send us an email, cs@postpurchasepro.com.
I see. And that's as part of your services, you also help facilitate
Yes,
that process, right?
right.
So I guess one of the biggest concern that's kind of a big elephant in the room is that against Amazon's term of services, try to do the email append from the order history?
So email appends is kind of a gray area because it all comes down to whose customer is it, Jason? Is it your customer or is it Amazon's customer? Your product is in that customer's hands. You sold the customer your product.
Yeah.
Amazon took the payment and facilitated the shipping, but at the end of the day, you and that customer are linked up. You have to provide value to your customer that has your product in their hands. So if you append an email and then you send product instructions to that customer and they actually understand how to use it, and then they don't return it because they actually got a better experience, and then they're happier, so they come back and leave a positive review, everybody wins. So I would say that there's nothing in TOS that says you cannot do this, but you have to make the decision for yourself. I would say that most of the sellers that I know are doing this because they want to provide a better experience to their customer, and they want to send them back to Amazon to have them buy more products from their store. So at the end of the day, it is, how do you want to serve your customer? And this is a really great way to do so.
Yeah, so I think the follow-up question is he's asking, is it against the TOS? I think the answer is no, it's not against TOS, as long as you don't abuse the list, like saying that, trying to ask for review using that, then
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah.
don't ask for review, otherwise you're definitely asking for trouble. Do not ask for review, like Seth was saying, like focusing on provide value to the customer, and then I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you're trying to use that list and try to ask for review, then definitely that.
Yeah, so if you go and read the TOS, you'll see the things that you're not allowed to do, and doing email appends using the order data is not one of them. One of the things that you can't do is you can't incentivize reviews, like you said, Jason. And another thing that you cannot do is you cannot manipulate search term results. So you can't be using special links like super URLs and things like that. But if you're not doing that, then all you're doing is providing more value to your customers. So it's a win-win-win. For you win, Amazon wins, and the customer wins.
Yeah, thank you for the explanation, and that was
Yeah.
a very valid concern for because
Yeah, exactly.
TOS make sure they don't get suspended. So yeah, any other I guess additional detail that you want to add to this particular strategy that you call the Amazon Tripwire?
Yeah. So the overall idea is that even if a product that you're selling is difficult to sell because it's competitive, doesn't mean that you can't break into that market if you approach it with your marketing hat on. So if you are struggling to get your product off the ground, if your product is struggling to rank and other people in your market are doing very well, well, sometimes they're doing different marketing strategies that you're not really aware of. So if you saw our pillow product ranking at the top of the page for the search term bamboo pillow, well, you didn't know that we had sales coming there every single day from our sleep mask customers. You couldn't see that. The only thing that you would ever see is that we were selling a sleep mask product that looked like we were really dumb because it looked like we were losing money. But in actuality, we were building the customer list, and then we were using those customers to then increase our positioning in Amazon, and it was driving another section of our business. So when you're looking at Amazon products and you see a product that's priced aggressively and you think to yourself, there's no way that they can make money on this. Well, that may be true, but maybe that's not their goal. Maybe their goal is just to build a list or get more exposure, and then to be able to use that exposure to drive traffic where they really need it. So you have to think a little bit more strategically on Amazon, especially now. So if you can think about, what else would my customer want, and give it to them, and then give it to them at a great price, and then use those same customers. It's a really, really strong way to position yourself on Amazon right now. And that is one of the strategies that allowed us to go from zero to more than $1 million per month in less than 2 years, Jason. So I would say, give it a try. It's not very expensive to try because you're going to sell a fairly low barrier to entry product.
That's a very good point, and I think right now for any successful product launch, I mean, I feel like it's really just three components. There's a listing optimization, Amazon PPC, of course, then external traffic, if you can
Right.
drive external traffic. And this is something we have been doing for our own brand for many years, building up our own email list over time. But we haven't been really using and capitalizing on the email append services that you mentioned yet. So that's something that I also need to investigate alongside with my team to see what's the best way to facilitate that.
Yeah.
We do have an insert card, but maybe there's also some additional work that we can do to make it even better as well. And like one thing I want to point out that you mentioned is very common for typical Amazon seller get stuck in the Amazon box.
Yes.
Don't think outside of the box. They think, okay, this is the box I'm in. This is all my competition inside this box. This is what everyone's doing. But a lot of the newer seller, they will just see the number, let's say from Jungle Scout. This guy's doing 50,000 for, let's just say, it's the sleep mask.
Yep.
But they are not seeing that they also have a huge audience base outside of Amazon. They are driving traffic to that listing. So they saw naively think, oh, it's because there's so much search demand on Amazon. That's why this guy sells so much. But often case, that's not true. It's because they have their own customer outside of Amazon. They also drive and complement each other. So this is definitely going to be a little bit tricky, especially for the newer seller in our communities to understand the nuance. You need to kind of see beyond the data, because the Amazon data we can see from Jungle Scout or Helium 10 is not telling the full picture. It's just seeing you're just seeing a very small piece of the picture. So
yeah. So Jason, we were just in Paris with 40 of the top sellers in the world. And I guarantee you, they're not playing within the box. They are not looking at how can I drive more traffic with sponsored ads. That's not what they're looking for. I mean, these people are selling $3, $4, $5 million per month. They're the top sellers on Amazon. And they're saying, where can I get my edge? And they're using strategies like what we're talking about, like the Tripwire, because you have to get creative. You can't play within that box and expect to win, especially in the more competitive categories. So that's exactly why we created Post Purchase Pro, because we want to help sellers get that edge. So Jason, we actually documented this strategy along with last week's strategy on a special page for your audience. It's called postpurchasepro.com/fuel. We shared that with you last week.
yes.
If they want to go and watch all of the trainings in full format, I know this is just an interview, but that's actually the full training about the Tripwire and about the strategy that we shared last week. They can check that out right now.
Okay, I'll put a link in the chat here. So for the people that want to get access to the bonus and the additional trainings, they can go visit that page and download the bonuses that way. So that'll be a good way for people that want to learn more. So
Jason, you've been awesome today, my friend.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me see if there's any additional question in the audience today. I want to apologize again. Last week we have some technical difficulty last week, but I think this week the live stream was able to publish successfully in the group, and I think, but I believe let's give the audience a sneak preview on what we're going to talk about next week, because we're going to have one of you guys back next week as well. So
yeah, so we have two more topics to talk about. Really, really exciting stuff. So one is called creative cloning. That is going to be the fastest way we've ever doubled any product's sales on the front end. So we're going to talk through how we actually took that pillow product, and when we started off, we were at $30,000 a month and we used the sleep mask audience, but then we were able to use this other process called creative cloning and then go from $30,000 a month to 60 to 90 to then eventually $300,000 a month. And it's going to blow your mind with how simple it is. You can do it very, very easily. And then another strategy we're going to be discussing with you guys, Jason, is called our AOV funnel. It is how can we make external traffic, like paying for sponsored ads on Facebook or YouTube or Google, how can we make that traffic profitable and land it back on Amazon? So we use a very unique funnel process to do so. So we're going to be sharing those two strategies over the next 2 weeks. So it should be a lot of fun.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for sharing those information in front of our community. I know it's about time, but any other last word on how people can find you on social media. And
Yeah, that's fine. That's a great idea. So if you want to see the full presentations, all of the presentations will eventually be on there. So if you want to see any of the 4 presentations we're sharing with Jason, then postpurchasepro.com/fuel. If you want to check us out, we have an Instagram, we have Facebook. They're all Post Purchase Pro. We have a YouTube channel where we post a lot of strategies. It's Post Purchase Pro as well. If you'd like to learn more about what Post Purchase Pro does and would like to reach out and maybe even have a call, you can go to postpurchasepro.com. There's a button there that says learn more, and you can book a call with us and we can see if post-purchase marketing would make sense for your Amazon business. So thank you so much, Jason.
sounds good. Thank you so much for your time.